And it's down the road we go. Happy Wednesday. It's right smack dab in the middle of the week, right smack dab in the middle of the month, 16th day of April 2025. I'm Dan Kuntz. It is mild. It is 50 degrees here in the big city. And why is it so mild at this hour of the day? Because we hit 77 on Tuesday, and that tied the record high for April 15th. It was a gorgeous day yesterday. We were at the ballpark, Historic Recreation Park, to cover the baseball game. Hope you had a chance to watch it. It was just beautiful. Oh man, it was great. 77 tied the record high set back in 1988. We knew it was going to be warmer than normal when we visited 24 hours ago, but didn't expect that. 77 today? Yes, just not here. Yeah, don't even forget about that. We're going to cool down a little bit. Still going to be above normal. The big story, and we talked about this for the last couple of days. Going to be a little windy in some of our viewing locations, basically right down the Columbia River Gorge from the Canadian border at Oroville all the way down to Waterville and out of the basin too, Ephrata, Moses Lake. We're going to miss most of the big time wind, but to the north of us, this dry cold front coming down from British Columbia is going to barrel into that area. They have a wind advisory that is underway right now. We'll get about that in some details in just a little bit. So a little breezy in the Wenatchee Valley. It's certainly a lot cooler than yesterday, but no complaints at all. We got a forecast I think you're going to like coming up. If you like it sunny and mild, and I think most of us do. It's one of the reasons we live here this time of the year. A lot of news. Wow, they were working hard in the newsroom yesterday, and so was the sports department. Got a lot of that too. Mariners, they lost. Kraken, they lost too. Highlights of that, plus highlights of last night's Wenatchee Panther victory over the Moses Lake Mavericks and everything prep sports related. Speaking of sports, I think you can call fishing sports. Kids fish free this Saturday at Pitt Lake out in beautiful Rock Island, Washington. That's right, absolutely free. Kids 12 and under. Jim Zumini is not only the city clerk, he's also the city treasurer of Rock Island. It's a small town, so you wear many hats, and we had a chance to go out to Pitt Lake and visit with my good buddy Jim, and we'll talk about that in the back half of the program. Kids fish free, courtesy of the City of Rock Island and the Wenatchee Sportsmen's Association. That is this Saturday, beginning at 8 a.m. Jim will give you all those details as well. It's a busy show. This scenario happens sometimes. We have a 5-pound show and a 4-pound bag to get it in, but we're going to do it because the bag stretches. First of all, cameras, and we should have some pretty good views this morning. Yesterday at this time, we had a few high clouds. I don't see a single high cloud from our Wenatchee Heights camera, although it looks like the hills are starting to dry out just a little bit. Columbia River is running high and running very cold. It's up on the banks quite a bit. You can see where the Wenatchee River is flowing into the Columbia. It's up there quite a bit. It's been higher in years past, but we haven't had a really dramatic warm-up, so no real concerns of flooding or anything like that. But a beautiful view there. Yeah, 77 yesterday. It was beautiful. Our normal high is 62. That was pretty nice. Camera number 2. And we're off to, Josiah did it again. I don't know what camera we're looking at. I want to say Badger Mountain. No, I want to say Birch Mountain. I want to say Birch Mountain. I think that's the far western hills of the Wenatchee Valley. I honestly don't know. We have a camera on top of Birch Mountain. I think that might be what we are looking at. Hope so. Don't know. Sunrise this morning was at 6:10, by the way. Sunset 7:52. 13 hours and 43 minutes of daylight. Sunset will be after 8 o'clock in the evening by the time we get to the weekend. Our third camera on our tour around the valley and the area is, that's got to be, I want to say Hose Landing. I might be wrong, but I think that's Hose Landing on the Douglas County side of the Columbia River. Mission Ridge way off into the distance on your left-hand side of your screen. Hose Landing is basically directly across from Aniat on the Douglas County side of the river. You can make out Lake Aniat and a good swath of it as well. I want to say that's Hose Landing. I haven't been there for a while. We haven't used that camera for a while, but I think that's a pretty educated guess. And camera number 4. I'll probably blow this one too. Well, it's like Wenatchee. Can't mess that one up. And it looks like the snow continues to melt on the northern slopes of most of the higher peaks around there. There we go. And of course, you can see the YMCA camp, which will be up for sale after the camping season is over. I wonder what 25 acres of lakefront property on Lake Wenatchee is going to go for in the market. But the Y is putting it up for sale. They say it's just too expensive to maintain, costs too much money. And it'll be an interesting story. But they're still going to have a camping season this year, of course. I talked about the winds. This is going to look familiar to what we showed you yesterday's video, but it isn't. It's a different video. This is an updated video from the National Weather Service about the dry cold front that's coming in and going to produce the strong winds to the north of us. Not too bad for us. Timeline is in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. This is how the winds are going to develop. Again, there is a wind advisory right now at Omak. The wind is out of the north right now at 23 miles an hour with gusts already above 30 miles an hour. It's eventually going to work its way down to Waterville. So it's already very windy in Omak, Okanagan, Oroville, and Tonasket, and it's just going to keep barreling basically right down the Columbia River Gorge, but not quite to the Wenatchee Valley. By the time it gets here, it's going to peter out. But as you can see, the orange and yellow is where the winds are going to be at their strongest. The wind advisory is underway. And in fact, we have a slide to show you that geographical area. This is your wind advisory. Again, at the Canadian border, right down the Columbia River Gorge. It's going to miss, for the most part, the Medhow Valley. It's going to slide. It's just going to pick up in intensity as it heads on down. It's going to be windy in all that area that you see there in tan. Just going to miss Chelan. Just going to miss the Wenatchee Valley. A little breezy in Moses Lake and Ephrata. We need to be warned about that as well. But Oroville, Omak, Okanagan, you're going to be very windy all day today. Wind advisory goes until 8 o'clock tonight. It's going to be breezy down here for the next 72 hours until we get to Friday. But just a heads up if you're heading to the north. If you're driving a big rig, a high-profile rig with not a heavy load in it, could get a little dicey. From the National Weather Service, no 77 today, about 10 degrees cooler. And again, a little breezy. Wind, as you saw the wind direction there, about 10 to 15 miles an hour, with the occasional gust above 20 in some locations that are prone to some stronger winds. Clear tonight, 37 for the overnight low because this is a cold front, and it's also a very dry cold front. Relative humidity right now in Wenatchee is 40%. That's really, really dry. Omak, where it's very windy, your relative humidity right now is 29%. That's aridly dry. And so the cold front is going to make us a little windy. We bump up a little bit on Friday to 68, and the Easter weekend looks about as nice as we can possibly ask for it. Gobs of sunshine, very little wind, a gradual cooling trend, but no complaints at all. We got the longer days. That's a forecast I can live with. I think I'll go fly a kite when I get off work this afternoon. I've discovered from Alan Moen, my good buddy in Aniat, the best kite flying weather is not when it's really windy, just a nice, light, consistent breeze at about 10 miles an hour. If you're into kite flying, that's what you want, and we're going to have that today. We're going to take a break and come back with a whole bunch of news. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Central Washington Water is home to the Hot Spring Spa for over 45 years. Come see the Freshwater Smart IQ. It monitors your saltwater spa's pH balance, chlorine, and more. Or the cold plunge tub that will leave you feeling rejuvenated. Plug-and-play spas make hot tubbing easy. With great financing available, cold water, salt water, hot water, Central Washington Water has a spa for your budget and your lifestyle. Stop by today.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour. A very warm 50 degrees outside our studios here in downtown Wenatchee. Will be about 67 or so for the afternoon high, so it's going to be considerably cooler from our record high that we tied yesterday. A gradual cooling trend, quite a bit of wind between today and Friday, and then a beautiful weekend is heading our way, and by golly, we deserve it. It's 11 minutes after the hour. A procession of honor was held yesterday afternoon for a Wenatchee firefighter who passed away over the weekend. Assistant Fire Chief Darren Radcliffe died at his home on Sunday at the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department, where he served for more than 20 years. They organized the procession. It started at Jones & Jones Betts Funeral Home. It traveled past several Wenatchee fire stations, including the original historic firehouse, kitty corner from our very studios. About 40 emergency vehicles from jurisdictions throughout the area were involved in the procession. Radcliffe joined the fire department in 2022, was promoted to captain in 2019. He was 57 years old. Well, after being delayed for 2 decades, the Real ID Act will finally take effect in this country on May 7th. The law was first passed by Congress in 2005. The idea is to set minimum security standards for air travel documentation. But beginning May 7th, travelers over the age of 17 will no longer be able to board domestic flights with a good old-fashioned standard ID. Our very own Casey Safford spoke with the Department of Licensing's communications consultant. His name is Thomas Charlson, and Trent Moyers, who runs Pangborn Memorial Airport. We found out all the details of enhanced driver's licenses, Real IDs, and how the Real ID Act will be implemented in our area.
Would you mind explaining for our viewers what the Real ID Act is and how it's going to be impacting air travel identification documents starting May 7th?
Yeah, the Real ID Act is a federal law that sets minimum security standards for state-issued driver license and ID cards. It takes effect on May 7th, 2025. So if you're boarding a domestic flight, you'll need to have more than a standard driver's license. Washington State offers an enhanced driver's license and ID card that meets the requirements of the Real ID Act.
And would you mind explaining for everyone the difference in appearance of an enhanced ID versus a standard one?
Yeah, so standard license will have federal limits applied to it. So that means that you can't use it to either board a domestic flight or enter certain federal facilities. And then an enhanced driver's license, it'll say enhanced driver's license on it or enhanced ID card, and it'll bear an American flag. We had to work with TSA to make sure that our enhanced driver's license was compliant with the law it is, and with other states as well. And there is a difference between other states and our card is that unlike other states which have a star in the right corner of their ID, ours has the American flag. So you can either schedule an appointment or walk in. I know for the Wenatchee area, there are some appointments around May, but it takes about 7 to 10 business days for you to receive the permanent card in the mail. So if you are flying on May 7th of this year, and you don't have the right ID for boarding domestic flights, you should really look at getting that now and plan for it to take 7 to 10 business days for the card to arrive in the mail.
And I understand it's cheaper if you are just upgrading a standard ID to an enhanced versus getting an enhanced as your first ID. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it's $116 if it's a first-time enhanced driver's license for 5 years. And then if you're upgrading your standard license to an enhanced one, it's $7 per year for the time remaining on your card. This sets the minimum security requirement, so it establishes what documents you need to present to get an enhanced driver's license. And then another thing that TSA has said in their messaging is that it helps counter fraudulent ID cards. So that's how it helps.
coming May 7th, it'll be required if you're going to fly domestically, which all the flights out of Pangbourne are, to have a Real ID compliant documents. It'll be checked at the TSA. When you go through the security checkpoint, the TSA will ask you to see that document. We have been sharing and updating people and notifying via our social media pages that the Real ID compliance requirement coming May 7th is real, and it will be required here at the Pangbourne Airport. There's not going to be another extension of it at this point. It is going to happen come May 7th.
A Wenatchee man is being held on suspicion of attempted murder after allegedly imprisoning and beating his disabled spouse. 42-year-old Christopher Donald Petek jailed at the Chelan County Regional Justice Center early Saturday after Wenatchee police were called to an apartment complex on South Mission. Petek allegedly punched and strangled his wife, who uses a wheelchair, and kept her restrained while he assaulted her in the apartment bathroom for close to 4 hours. He's also accused of making threats to end her life and cutting her with a handsaw. Petek is being held on $500,000 bond on suspicion of second-degree attempted murder, unlawful imprisonment, harassment, and resisting arrest. He has not yet been formally charged. 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier will hold a roundtable discussion tomorrow afternoon in East Wenatchee with the leaders of local health care organizations. The meeting is set for 2:45 at Columbia Valley Community Health's East Wenatchee campus on Eastmont Avenue. It'll include the CEOs of Confluence Health, Columbia Valley Community Health, Cascade Medical Center, and Lake Chelan Health Hospital. The topic, the local impacts of proposed cuts to Medicaid. Congresswoman Schreier will also join Senator Maria Cantwell, Wenatchee Mayor Mike Poyer, and others at the groundbreaking ceremony of Confluence Parkway project. That'll be at 1:30. Schreier, a pediatrician from Sammamish, is the first Democrat to represent the 8th Congressional District. She won election in 2018 and has won her subsequent re-elections. The district crosses the Cascade Mountains to include the areas of King and Pierce counties, as well, of course, as the Wenatchee Valley. Chelan Douglas Volunteer Attorney Services and Columbia Breaks Board President Dave Spees. They are the two winners of a State Volunteer Award, the 2025 Washington State Volunteer Service Awards from Serve Washington. They recognize individuals and organizations for their commitment to volunteer service and impact on communities throughout the state. Serve Washington said Chelan Douglas Volunteer Attorney Services worked over 50 volunteer attorneys who donated more than 450 pro bono hours of legal services to clients last year. And Dave Spees is recognized due to his active role in the Columbia Breaks Fire Interpretative Center's youth programs, which he has volunteered since 2002. Both the legal nonprofit and Spees were Serve Washington's Chelan County recipients. Well, next Tuesday is Earth Day. That's the international celebration of the environment, clean energy, and taking care of our planet. To mark the occasion, Wenatchee Valley College will play host this Saturday to Sustainable NCW's Earth Day Fair. It'll start at 10 a.m., runs till 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the Wenatchee campus. I visited them late last week, and I talked to Professor Joan Causey about the event, as well as the college's own efforts to make the college green and sustainable.
There's a lot of things we're doing in regards to sustainability on campus. We work very closely with the facilities department. Rich Peters, the head of facilities, is part of our committee. We have students on the committee. So we're really driven by the things that the students want to see on campus in terms of sustainability. And a lot of that has to do with making sure we're energy efficient. We're so lucky we have renewable energy here. What a great place to practice sustainability. And they also are interested in waste diversion. So like you said, we have a recycling program. We were one of the first institutions down in the valley here, us and the hospital, to have food waste compost pickup with Winton Manufacturing. And we have some really fun programs like we do with our residence halls. We have food waste compost there for the students who live there. And they take it to, or we have some students who take it to a worm bin that we have and then feed it to the worms. The worms reproduce. The worms are fed to the fish. The fish in the fish tank are used in the salmon and fisheries class. And then the castings go to our greenhouse to feed our plant starts. So we're really trying to keep this sort of regenerative, circular economy on campus and making sure that we are practicing sustainability and not just teaching about it.
Yeah, it's one thing to teach about it, but when these kids walk out of here with their degree in hand, you want to have the momentum continue.
Exactly, yeah. And we want to make sure that we're training them for work in the green workforce. You know, some of our students go straight into the workforce, and so we are really, we've done interviews or surveys with our local regional employers to find out what sort of skills do they want to see in the students in 5 years, 10 years related to the green economy. So we're really trying to cater what we teach and what we do towards that future thinking. Like, what will our students need? What will our community need? Because we are a community-centered institution, right? That's why this opportunity for having the Earth Day come to campus was so ideal for us, because we love the community partnerships, and we really wanted to make sure that everyone knows the great things we're doing on campus, but also that we are a welcoming place for people in our community. In fact, one of the things that we will be doing after this wonderful Earth Day fair.
Yeah, you have a whole slate of stuff all into the next part of the week, right?
That's right, that's right. On the Tuesday, which is the actual Earth Day, April 22nd, the National Earth Day that's been going since 1970, we will be having it's also National Poetry Month. So we're having poetry readings. Of course, most of those are Earth-centered poetry. We have Derek Sheffield.
Is Derek going to do it? Oh, good.
We have Derek Sheffield, our soon-to-be poet laureate, who will be there. He's definitely emceeing that event. And so that's open to the public. Starts at 1:30 in our MAC building at the Grove Recital Hall.
Finally, heads up, if you regularly take the Malaga-Alcoa Highway, you're going to be delayed today. Chelan County Public Works is going to be removing invasive trees that aren't supposed to be there. They're non-native plants and they can hurt the local ecosystem, so they're going to go at it. The team will be taking trees out in the right-of-way between mileposts .76 and milepost .85 from 7:30 a.m. about 10 minutes from now until 1:30 this afternoon. One lane will be available for drivers. There'll be flagger-controlled traffic so people can get through. Delays can be up to 10 minutes. So you were forewarned, and that is the news on this Wednesday. It's been a busy week. That's okay. We don't mind being busy. We just don't want to be too busy. But another newscast will come your way tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. The NCWLIFE Evening News with Grant Olson in the anchor chair, which happens to be the same chair I'm sitting in right now. And Eric Granstrom handles sports. The news at 5, 6, and 10. If that doesn't fit into your schedule, we'll have it up and running. It'll be posted right around 5 o'clock on our homepage, ncwlife.com, on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page. We have an app, we have Instagram, we have X. Other people take care of that. I'm not good at that. And if you're out and about and you see something that might be newsworthy or not, well, newsworthy, send us an email. news@ncwlife.com. Sports is next. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Sports at 25 minutes after the hour. Austin Hayes drove in 4 runs. The Reds beat Louis Castillo and the Mariners 8-4 yesterday afternoon. Castillo charged with 6 runs, 7 hits in 4 1/3 innings in his first career start against the Reds. Of course, he was traded from the Reds to the Mariners 3 years ago. Dylan Moore homered twice. He drove in 4 runs for Seattle, who had won 4 in a row. In fact, Dylan Moore had 3 of the Mariners' 6 hits.
Well, the Mariners coming off a tremendous homestand, 5-1, and it really felt like, especially in that Rangers series, of course a sweep, Mariners had by and large everything going their way. As this is lifted out to center field. This is back by the wall, and this is well done. Dylan Moore, just 2 pitches into this ball game, goes out to nearly dead center field, and the Mariners on the board right away, 1-0, and that was a blast. 429.
We've really been seeing more of the same from Dylan Moore.
Well, a day that this man has waited for a long time. Ben Williamson walking into a big league batter's box for the first time in his life. Line through the left side for a base hit. Ben Williamson, in his first big league plate appearance, ropes a single to left field in Cincinnati. All smiles for Ben Williamson. What a moment.
We talked about his ability to hit the ball hard. 106 miles per hour off the bat. He puts it in play and finds a hole through the left side. Congratulations, kid. And stole it.
Hit hard through the left side, base hit. Williamson scores. Crawford advances into second base, and Dylan Moore is 2 for 2. Another screamer off his bat. Well, the Mariners extend the lead in the second inning. Yeah, that's for the first run.
And fastball counts. This is what you have to do to compete.
Rolled up the middle. That is through, base hit. Trevino waved on. He scores. McLean takes third. The first run for the Reds on a base hit by Gavin Lux. 2-1. Now Austin Hayes, who is flying to right. That is hard hit and through. Game tied. The first hit is a red. The first RBI is a red. Austin Hayes, in effect, it's tied at 2.
Well, this is what he does right here. Just very solid. And as he was running up the first base line, fist pump right there. That had to feel good. Nice job.
Crawford is on at first base. Here's Dylan Moore having a great night. The pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball deep to left field. Dylan having a greater night. Goodbye baseball. His second home run of the ball game. Dylan Moore with a leadoff home run in the first. He had an RBI single in the second. And now Dylan with another home run with JP aboard. And Dylan with 4 runs batted in tonight. And the Mariners lead the Reds 4-2. It is the night of nights for Dylan Moore. Wow.
Bounce left side. That is through. Base hit. Wave is on. A test of a Rosarena. He comes to the plate. McLean scores. Ball gets away. David Cruz flies for third. Lux up to second. It's a 1-run game. Second and third. He's already made noise in his Reds debut. He tied it with a single left side his last time. Set in the air, deep center. Rodriguez going way back. That is gone! Dead center in his debut. The Reds ahead on a Hayes homer. Welcome to Cincinnati.
And it's taken a while, tax day, for him to make his debut.
That's an early refund of a time lost.
I'm telling you.
Cal Raleigh 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, 2 groundouts. Dead center. Friedel and Steep retreat at the wall. The Cincinnati Reds have won 4 in a row, and they are over 500 for the first time since the 1st of May, 2024.
Right-hander Bryce Miller pitches for Seattle this afternoon. Right-hander Nick Martinez gets the nod for the Reds. First pitch is at 3:40. All right, to the scoreboard and the standings in the American League West. Everybody is kind of real bunched up all together. I mean, the last place Athletics are only 3 games behind the first place Texas Rangers, with Seattle right smack dab in the middle, but their 4-game winning streak is over. Well, the Seattle Kraken season is also over. It came to an end last night. They dropped their season finale 6-5 to the Kings at Climate Pledge Arena. Seattle nearly came back in the third period. They had 3 straight goals from Jaden Schwartz, Matty Beniers, and Eli Tolvanen, but the deficit was too much because it was the last game of the season. We're just going to show Kraken goals.
Flips one in behind for Andrei Kuzmenko, now in the corner. Tries to steer one back for Kempe. Look out! Ty Cartier on the move. Cartier scores! A shorty! Seattle's on the board.
It was Ty Cartier to go all the way down the ice on a pretty much a breakaway the entire way.
Montour, one-timer looking for a tip from Kakko as well. Here's Kakko in behind from Stevenson. Capo Kakko for Andre Burakovsky. Montour, one-time score! Tied at 2. A 92-mile-an-hour rocket from Brandon Montour, his 18th of the season. Ottavainen cuts it off. Again, the NHL debut for Ville Ottavainen, former 4th-round pick of Seattle in 2021. Here he is, Ottavainen looking for Beniers. He got all the way through towards Schwartz. Now Alexiak. Schwartz scores! The 26th of the season for Jaden Schwartz to lead Seattle.
The other side as his defensive partner and just finds Jaden Schwartz.
Everly in behind, trying to move one out for Schwartz. Schwartz for Everly. Spins it back around for Matty Beniers. Vince Dunn moved it for McCann. Everly, backdoor, Beniers scores! It's a 2-goal game with 6.5 to go in the third.
To pass it to him, and Everly just with the patience waits till Beniers slides down. Fogle loses.
Now Matty Beniers, edge of the circle, down low. Kakko filters one high and wide. Kings ram it around the wall, cut off by Burakovsky on the keep. Now Vince Dunn, right for Tolvanen, they score! 1-goal game with 29 seconds to go.
6-5 and just quick puck movement, no chance for the LA defenders to get in the lane of this pass to Tolvanen, and he buries it top shelf.
Off the faceoff, it's one back to Dunn with a shot that got blocked. Swallowed up by Kempe, and the Kings hang on and win it on the road in Seattle. 6-5 the final.
For the second consecutive season, the Kraken finished with less than 20 home victories and their goal differential of at least 15. That's not good. They finish as the 4th worst team in the Western Conference. All right, closer to home, Raiden Haynes was a one-man wrecking crew for the Wenatchee Panthers baseball team yesterday. 4-2 win over the Moses Lake Mavericks at historic Recreation Park. Haynes pitched all 7 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He also went 2 for 4 on offense with a double. The Panthers win for the 11th consecutive game. They are unbeaten in Big 9 play. Eric Granstrom and Brandon Schmitten had the call right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
He doesn't have to go, but he will. And the pitch swung on and hit off the pitcher. Bounces behind second base. Throw to first is offline. Run's going to score. Meanwhile, rounding first and heading for second is Butler. And the Butler exchange collects a run for Wenatchee. They lead it 1-0. We did talk with Donnie Lindgren before the ball game, and he said, I just want to keep Wenatchee under 10. This pitch swung on and fisted into right center field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Rounding third and heading for home will be the runner James Butler, and he will score, making it a 2-0 ball game. Wenatchee on top. Runner out at second base is Munoz, and this pitch swung on a fly ball right over the head of the shortstop, so that will score a run. And Moses Lake is going to cut the lead in half as center fielder Owen Irvin bobbling the ball out there allows the runner to move from first to second. So it was an RBI single for Purcell. He's missing over. He's missing a little high, and the Panthers have been able to put it in play here. Here's another pitch. It's swung on. Fly ball to left field, right to Purcell. Runner from third tags and no throw home. And another run's going to score. The Panthers increase their lead to 3-1. Pitch on the way. Swung on a fly ball over the shortstop's head and running around third and heading for home. The run is going to score on an RBI single by Munoz, and it's a one-run game, 3-2. Moses Lake trailing now. Back there again with all the confidence in the world. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Misses outside, goes all the way to the backstop. Runner from third, breaks for home. Throw home, not in time. Wenatchee extends their lead to 4-2. 1 out, 2 aboard. Pitch on the way, swung on a ground to the shortstop. Double play chance. Flip to second for 1. The relay to first is in time, and that will retire the side.
When you have that, that's a definite benefit too.
Moses Lake bringing the winning run to the plate, or the tying run to the plate, but it will be erased quickly on a bounding ball to Brock Toftness. He will step over and tow the bag, and that will be it as the Wenatchee Panthers knock off Moses Lake in the first of 3 meetings between these two clubs. 4-2 is our final.
And by the way, you can watch the game on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page. All right, to the Prep Baseball scoreboard we go from yesterday. There's Wenatchee's victory. East Valley crushes. Afraid a lot of blowouts. Natchez Valley sweeps Cashmere. Chelan over Brewster, and Omak took care of Cascades. Prep softball yesterday. West Valley and Eastmont split. West Valley won the opener. Eastmont won the nightcap. Wenatchee snuck by Sunnyside at home. Cashmere and Natchez Valley split their doubleheader in prep softball, and Ephrata crushing Toppenish in both of their games. Prep soccer. Wenatchee rebounds from their lone loss of the season by beating Sunnyside 3-0. Wenatchee's putting a lot of room between themselves and the rest of the Big Nine. Moses Lake snuck by Eastmont. Chelan over Tenasket, and Cashmere took care of Natchez Valley on the pitch. And more scores from the smaller schools. The winners last night: Brewster, Omak, Quincy, Ephrata, and Okanagan. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 37 minutes after the hour. My favorite breakfast of all of them, when I can afford it. It's a little pricey, but there's nothing better to start the day than Eggs Benedict, and today is National Eggs Benedict Day. Today, the basic Eggs Benedict, as you know by now: poached egg, English muffin, a slice of ham, and then you cover the whole thing in hollandaise, and you are good to go. The key, of course, is hollandaise, which is not easy to make. According to legend, Eggs Benedict was invented at Delmonico's, the famous restaurant in Manhattan, in 1860. That's the traditional Eggs Benedict. There are other Eggs Benedict. There's Eggs Hemingway, that's salmon instead of ham. There's Eggs Florentine, that's spinach instead of ham. You got Irish Benedict, which is corned beef. You got Eggs Chesapeake, which is with a crab cake. Not bad. There's even Eggs Blackstone, which is a piece of bacon and a slice of tomato. If you get a chance, enjoy it. Today is National Eggs Benedict Day today, and I think I know what I'm going to have for breakfast today in history. 96 years ago today, April 26, 1929, the world champion New York Yankees become the first team in Major League Baseball to permanently feature numbers on the backs of their uniforms. The numbers correspond to each player's position in the batting order. That's why Babe Ruth wore number 3, Lou Gehrig number 4, Bob Musil number 5, on down the line. The numbers, of course, allowed fans and broadcasters to figure out who the players are, but everybody knew who Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig were. Who's kidding who? By 1932, all Major League clubs were issuing numbers, and in 1937, it was mandated that all players on all teams have a number on the back of their uniform. But it started with the Yankees 96 years ago today. All right, you chemists out there, what is that? Give you a chance to look at it. Take a look at it. Albert Hoffman is the one who discovered it. He didn't discover LSD, he just discovered if you took it, you hallucinated. It was accidentally, he did it accidentally. He absorbed a small amount of LSD through his fingertips and went, whoa. And then 3 days later, on the 19th day of April 1943, Albert Hoffman took LSD on purpose. That day is known as Bicycle Day because on his trip home from work on his bicycle, he went, whoa, something's happening to me. Albert Hoffman accidentally discovers LSD does funny things to you on this date on April 16th, 1943. And 78 years ago today, an explosion on board a freighter in a port of Texas City, Texas, catches fire. Unbelievable damage. Take a look at this footage. It was the SS Grand Camp. It was docked in port in Texas City, Texas. On board, 2,200 tons of ammonium nitrate. It blew up. Nobody knew why. That blew up the ship next to it. That ship unmoored, went across the deep harbor and hit another ship, and that exploded. And then oil storage facilities exploded. Texas City, Texas is just outside of Houston. Unbelievable. In Galveston, Texas, 14 miles away, people were knocked off their feet. The anchor of the Grand Camp, which weighed 2 tons, was flown almost 2 miles in the air. And the worst part of all is after the first initial explosion, a bunch of people ran down to find out what the heck was going on, and then all the subsequent explosions killed like 63 people. They never even found them anymore. Absolutely stunning. It killed at least 581 people. By the way, this disaster triggered the first ever class action lawsuit against the United States government, but the court said you don't have any standing to sue the government for this damage. Congress stepped in and said, we need to fix that. The Texas City explosion on this date in 1947. Unbelievable destination. Makes our Appleyard explosion back in 1974 seem like a tea party. Birthdays, heavenly birthdays, the most important figure in the history of motion pictures, Charlie Chaplin. He's number one, folks. He wrote, directed, produced, edited, starred in, composed the music for almost all of his films. They're all eminently watchable even today. He was completely independent from film studios, so he could take as much time as he wanted on his productions of a motion picture. The legend Charlie Chaplin, born in this state in 1889. My mom loved Henry Mancini. He was born 101 years ago today. She always had Henry Mancini on the 8-track in the New Yorker. 4 Academy Awards and 20 Grammy Awards. Henry Mancini, the composer, born in the state in 1924. I love Dusty Springfield and I miss her, but I still got the music. And if you don't own a copy of Dusty in Memphis, buy 2, because you're going to wear out one of them. She was born in the state in 1939. Happy 78th to the legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 6-time NBA Most Valuable Player, 19 times an All-Star. Both records, Kareem is 78. And Bill Belichick, 31 playoff wins, by far more than any other NFL coach. And of course, 6 Super Bowl champion as a head coach. Bill Belichick is now coaching college, and he's 73 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsor. They have a special spring tune-up going on right now. Special deal to get your system, your HVAC system, ready to go for the heat of summer. Ask about it. It's a good deal. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. An opinion from Mike Mad Dog Mignotti about annoying radio commercials, and then Jim Zumini will join me at Pitt Lake out in Rock Island. Kids fish free this Saturday. That's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
When you enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place, close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better. This is Skinny, and he helped found Abby's 60 years ago. In honor of Skinny, we're putting his favorite pizza on sale. Savory pizza sauce, Canadian bacon piled to the edge, and juicy tomatoes make this a very special pizza. Order your Skinny special right now at abbys.com.
Welcome to Gilded Lily Home, where something extraordinary is waiting. You'll be delighted to find an amazing selection of specialty foods and tabletop decor. Browse their uniquely curated collection of gifts. Shop for yourself in their wide collection of jewelry and clothing, and for your home with their amazing hand-selected furniture, lighting, and decor. The Gilded Lily Home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items for your home, your kitchen, and your lifestyle.
What's your awesome? Whatever it is, Washington Trust Bank can help you get there. Learn more at watrust.com/awesome.
Celebrate Apple Blossom with the Technoplex Youth Parade, Saturday, April 26th at 11 a.m. on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington, Boswell's Home Furnishings, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. It's the Technoplex Youth Parade, Saturday, April 26th on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, advertisers, let me tell you this. If you start your radio ad with some fast-talking auction-type guy giving the required legal disclaimer at the beginning of the ad instead of at the end, what I hear is we got something to hide. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. A radio ad that starts with, use of this product may cause arthritis, heartburn, and suddenly death, and that goes on the slower voice that tells you how great their product is. Now, I ain't buying it. No how, no way. If you start your ad with some fast-talking guy with the legal disclaimer at the beginning, I don't think so. This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The annual Easter egg hunt put on by the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is on Saturday, April 19th at the historic Wells House. It's just $5 per child and registration is required. This year's gala to benefit the Chelan Douglas Volunteer Attorney Services is also Saturday, April 19th at the Wenatchee Convention Center. $100 buys you dinner, a drink ticket, and a good time for a good cause.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Spring into the good life. World-class wine, food, and hospitality meet on the shores of Lake Chelan. Chelan Cellars, bringing great wine, food, friends, and family together where vineyards and the good life bloom every spring.
Tipsy Canyon Winery has become the place to go for fine wine and unbelievable views of the Chelan Valley. Tipsy Canyon Winery is a year-round destination for wine lovers, so stay for the moment that becomes the memory at Tipsy Canyon Winery.
Celebrate Apple Blossom with the Stamilk Grand Parade Saturday, May 3rd at 11 a.m. on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington, Boswell's Home Furnishings, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Watch the Stamilk Grand Parade Saturday, May 3rd on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
It's back once again this year for the 79th edition, give or take 70 some odd years.
Give or take
Jim.
a few, yeah, absolutely.
It's Kids Fishing Day here out at Rock Island. The city of Rock Island is putting it on. The Wenatchee Sportsmen's Association is stepping up to the plate as they always do. If you're 12 and under, you can come out here on Saturday morning. And Jim, I'm thinking you're going to be almost guaranteed to catch a fish because this thing is maybe 10 acres and they stock it, do they not?
They stock it quite well. In fact, sometimes you can actually walk across the lake stepping on the fish. So you got to be able to catch one.
Jim Zamini is the jack of all trades for Rock Island. If you call the Rock Island City Hall, he might even answer the phone. And this is kind of your baby. It's been in different locations over the years. It was up at the Beehive Reservoir for a number of years and other locations. This is about perfect. It's accessible to everybody. It's a well-stocked lake, and everybody has a good time. So why is this such a good marriage between you guys, the City of Rock Island, and the Sportsmen's Association to put this on?
Well, it's a good fit for what the City of Rock Island wants to do. It's a community event, and Rock Island is really big on giving back to the community. A lot of places you'd have to pay to do something like this, and here Rock Island just never wanted to do that. It's been going, like you said, for 79-ish years, more like 20 or so, but that's close enough. And we just love doing it. There's so many kids that are coming out here. This is the first time they've ever caught a fish, and a lot of them are with their grandparents, and transferring that love for fishing, and it's just really fun to be a part of.
Any ideas what kind of fish they plant here? I used to know, and I just drew a blank.
Yeah, I did the same thing. There's trout, lots of trout. Trout's going to be the main fish you catch in this lake. A lot of bass over in the other lake, but right here in this one, mostly trout.
Everything is provided, folks. Again, 12 and under, or 70 or older, if you want. They're going to give you, they're not give you, but they're going to give you all the equipment that you need, the Wenatchee Sportsman's Association. They're going to show you everything you need to know about fishing.
You can learn how to fish. You got the equipment that's here provided. We've got a couple of groups that are going to give away a lot of prizes. The first fish caught, the biggest fish, the smallest fish, just because you're here fishing. They're going to call out names. You're going to come over here and win some awesome prizes this year. You've also got donuts and coffee in the morning. We got some jumbo hot dogs this year, no more of those little skinny ones. We got some serious hot dogs to enjoy, chips, drinks, coffee, beverages. It's going to be a fun time all day long.
It starts at 8 a.m. Is that a hard 8 a.m.? Because if there's a prize for like the first fish caught and somebody tags one at 7:48, you're not eligible, right?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. People show up early. You know how it works. It's like a great yard sale. They show up early.
Yeah, that's true. And they don't leave.
Then they don't leave. Well, 2 o'clock is our unofficial drop time.
So it's 8 to 2, but a little before 8's okay, and they're not going to literally throw you out.
Not going to throw you out. There's no gate out there.
Yeah. Wenatchee Sportsman's Association, kudos to them. And you got some other folks who are going to be showing up and just giving stuff away, no questions asked, right?
Absolutely. That's it. And there's a lot of great stuff. I've seen some of the stuff this year more than ever. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Parking a bit of an issue or not? Usually enough people show up?
There's usually a good reasonable. A lot of parking here and along Saunders. So just come on by, and if you have to walk a half a block, you probably survive that.
And it's so fun to see kids catch their first fish. It really is.
It is. It's amazing.
They're beaming. They're excited. Sometimes they go, ah!
A little scared, when they snag that one. And what's really hard is for the parents not to grab the rod and reel that fish in. It's like, no, 12 and under, let them do it.
And it plants seeds, and then they become fishermen for life.
Yep.
So there's a quote there: "Teach a man to fish."
There is. There's something biblical about that.
You going to be down here on Saturday morning?
I'll be here.
Cool. And then what are you going to be doing, say, mid-July, not too far from where we're standing?
Oh, well, actually late June, June 28th, right. The Saturday before the 4th of July. You may have heard of it. We've got a little thing we call Rock Fest. Bigger and better than ever before this year. We've got 4 amazing bands. We've got food trucks. We've got the beer and wine garden again. Just take over the golf course all day long. Well, from 1 o'clock on Saturday, there's a golf tournament on that morning. So just come and enjoy Rockfest and just hang out all day at 10 o'clock. The sky's going to explode over the lake with fireworks show, a bigger, better show than ever this year. It's going to be great fun. We've got Elbow the Clown coming.
No.
We've got, for you.
Yeah.
The Trinity Inflatables are going to be here with the bouncy toys for the kids to play on. It's going to be a good day.
The only thing that's different, well, 2 things are different for Rockfest as opposed to last year. You've teamed up with our good buddy Robert Sandage from RLS Entertainment and Productions. He's going to be handling a lot of the legwork that you don't have to.
Yes.
And Robert's a pro.
Yes, he is. He's a pro at this. That's why we brought him on board. And it's early enough in the game here. If you want to be a part of this thing and help sponsor it, we are more than happy to have you do that.
Again, Robert is running the production side of things, and no pooches.
That's right.
Year. No dogs.
No dogs.
They were okay last year, but not this year.
Well, they were not okay. We just didn't really police that as well as we should have. The golf course has a kind of an issue with that, which is understandable.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
Anything else Rock Island-wise while we got you here? This place continues to just explode, boom, going up the hills, developments everywhere.
We've got a lot planned this year and next year, so just keep watching. Rock Island is a rockin' place and a good place to live.
Kids Free Fishing Day. It starts at 8 a.m. this Saturday. Oh, one more thing. Probably bring some SPF. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be warm. As you know by now, it's going to be a beautiful Saturday morning, but you don't want to go home with a sunburn.
No, you probably don't want to catch that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a beautiful day.
Jim Zumini from the city of Rock Island. They have these things at Walgreens called razors. You might look into that.
Oh, you think?
You might look into that.
Yeah, okay.
And I like the vest, by the way.
Well,
That's
thank
a nice
you.
touch.
I appreciate it.
Come visit our friends at Rock Island this Saturday and again in late June for Rockfest. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join. Celebrate Apple Blossom with a Classy Chassis Parade on Friday, May 2nd at 6 p.m. on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington, Boswell's Home Furnishings, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Watch the Classy Chassis Parade Friday, May 2nd at 6 p.m. on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
How are things going with your parenting plan?
Amanda and I decided to do mediation with the Columbian Basin Dispute Resolution Center. We really wanted to avoid the costly attorney fees.
I didn't even know mediation was an option.
Yeah, they even train people to become mediators. They did such a good job, I'm actually considering taking the training myself.
I'm so happy for you guys. When parents work together, it seems everyone is happier.
Their mediators really listen to your wants and needs. I'm really happy with the outcome. Coming, buddy.
If you haven't been outside yet, you're going to notice it's mild. It was 50 when this show started an hour ago at 7 a.m. It's almost 8 a.m. We're already at 54 degrees. We had a record high, we tied a record high on April 15th yesterday of 77 degrees, tied the record high that was set back in 1988. We're not going to be that warm today, and we're going to be a little breezy, but real breezy to the north of us. Omak, Okanagan, Tenasket, right on down to Pateros, basically right down the Columbia River corridor, starting at the Canadian border. This is a cold front, very dry, bone dry cold front right now in Omak. Check this out. It is already, the wind is out of the north at 26 miles an hour. They've had gusts at 40 miles an hour. Relative humidity in Omak right now is 28%. That's insanely dry, and it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning. And they're in for a very windy day today. They have a wind advisory posted. It's been up and running for the last couple of hours. This is another video recap of what you folks can expect to the north of us. Your timeline's in the upper right-hand corner. It's just going to pick up in intensity as the day goes. The wind advisory is from 5 o'clock this morning, so it's underway until 8 o'clock tonight. The wind is going to miss the Wenatchee Valley for the most part. We're going to be breezy, but it's going to be very windy in Omak, Okanagan. Right now, Ephrata is very windy. Wind out of the north-northwest at 20 miles an hour. Relative humidity in Ephrata is at 26%. We're at 38% relative humidity. That is bone dry air. I hope we don't have a grass fire. This would be a bad day for that. That's a bad recipe. And anyway, there is a wind advisory basically from Orville to Okanagan, Omak, Tenasket, all the way out to the basin, and in Ephrata, it's windy right now. It will expire at 8 o'clock tonight. It's still going to be breezy in most locations right through Thursday night, including the Wenatchee Valley will calm down on Thursday night, and then we're in for a beautiful weekend. Take a look at what we got for you today. Lots of sunshine, cooler than yesterday, but we're not going to get those 77 degrees in April too often. Will be more like 67, and again, a little breezy at times today. Clear tonight. The air is cold and dry. That's coming down, so we're going to dip down to 37 for the overnight low. That's pretty chilly for this time of year. Lots of sunshine, just a nice light breeze on Thursday, mid-60s again. Thursday night is when the wind finally dies down. Still chilly, below 40 for the overnight low, and then into the Holy Weekend. 68 Friday, slightly cooler Saturday, Easter Sunday proper. Lots of sunshine and a high of about 60. Overnight lows about normal. That is a good looking forecast. Bowing down the hatches up north, you folks in Omak and Okanagan. Hang in there. We're thinking of you. You'll be done with this by tomorrow, we hope. And we will see you tomorrow, too. Bye-bye.